Your Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey there, this is Trevor Beggs, the co-host of Locked On Canucks. And obviously we had something else scheduled for today, but when something like this happens, the death of two brothers, one star in the NHL, two beloved brothers, two beloved teammates, two beloved family men. That's clearly more important than the game of hockey. And I think all you know by now, and a lot of people didn't believe that was the case when they first heard it, and I was the same way. Absolute shock and sadness to learn that Johnny Gaudreau passed away at the age of 31 years old, leaving behind his wife and two kids. And also this all happening the day before his sister's wedding. The world is an absolutely cruel place sometimes. We see that with wars going on around the world, and no one lives here forever. But when good people go too soon, it hits you. And I think you feel the same way as I do, right? I mean, I don't personally know Johnny Gaudreau. I don't personally know Matthew Gaudreau. But how does your heart not hurt and feel heavy when you hear news like this? It's gutting. All the stories you kind of hearing about Johnny Gaudreau this morning on talk radio or online from other teammates or people who knew him, it's just that this guy was one of the nicest guys in the world. And quite honestly, a guy who changed the NHL as well. And I'll say it quickly. Obviously, the man of Johnny Gaudreau is more important than the guy who's on the ice. But I think we all want to leave behind a legacy, right? Doesn't matter how many people you impact, but you want to impact people and leave a legacy. And Johnny Gaudreau, drafted in the 4th round, 5'7", maybe 150 pounds when he got drafted, not the biggest guy in the world. He set the stage for, even looking at the Canucks roster, guys like Connor Garland. Does Connor Garland get his chance in the NHL if it's not for Johnny Gaudreau? Does Nils Höglander go as high as he did in the draft without a guy like Johnny Gaudreau? I think of a guy like Cole Caulfield as well, going 15th overall. I don't think he's going that high without Johnny Gaudreau. Johnny Gaudreau proved that it's possible, that if you got the sauce and you work your tail off, you could make it. You could be something. And he was one of the best damn players of a generation. And again, a family man gone way, way too soon. And think about relating it to your own life, right? I mean, Johnny Gaudreau is a 31-year-old with 2 kids. I mean, I'm a 31-year-old with 2 kids. Kyle's a 31-year-old too. I think about, what did this happen to my significant other, right? It's heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. The world's a cruel place. And I'll probably say it again before we wrap up here again, Locked On Canucks. Just a few minutes today to talk about Johnny Gaudreau, a man who torched the Canucks over the years, and by all accounts, one of the best dudes in the NHL. Man, oh man, it's a tough day. Go hug your kids, go hug your nieces and nephews, call your family. And this is a reminder to myself too, we all got our little BS going on in our lives, our hate, our grudges. That shit ain't important. It's not. Because we don't know how long we have. You gotta plan that life's gonna be long, but you gotta live life like it's going to be short, because you never know. Now I'm bringing on my co-host, Kyle Bhawan. It's a tough one, man. What have you gotten? 4 hours sleep? Man, oh man,
dude.
you being here, buddy. Obviously a tough day, and just want you to know I love you, man.
Yeah, I love you too, dog. Love you too, dog. And bro, I landed last night, and obviously addicted to the phone. So the first thing I do is hop on Twitter, and not even just addicted to the phone. I'm just addicted to like any hockey news. That's pretty much like 80% of the reason why I'm using my phone these days. The Sheloff, the Demko thing, and then you start hearing all these rumors about Johnny Gaudreau, and this comes like maybe like 2 or 3 hours after I watched a movie called Soul. I don't know if you've ever seen that movie. You should watch it with your kids. Just a beautiful movie. The end of the movie ends on like this whole message about making the most of every day, because like your purpose in life is not like your dreams, or your purpose in life is not to be a pro hockey player, or like be like the greatest podcaster ever and all this shit. It's like the purpose in life is just to live your life and make sure you're around those you love and are present in the moment when you're around those people, because our purpose is actually just to live. And yeah, the whole Johnny news just like it hurt different because, and it's like ironic because we've been like, we talk a lot of ish, man. You know what I'm saying? We just hear something, then we talk ish, right? Like you go back a couple years and you're like questioning like Johnny Gaudreau, like why are you going to Columbus, man? Why are you going to Columbus? And you create all these narratives about his competitive nature and all this stuff, and him wanting the money. At the end of the day, he just wanted to be as close as possible to his family, wherever they wanted to settle. You know what I'm saying? And 2 years ago, you're not admiring that decision to its full extent, even though you do respect the whole family thing. But now you come to a moment like this, and you're like, damn, this is the dopest dude ever.
Yeah.
This is the realest dude ever. He understands it. F the Stanley Cup, dude. F the
And,
Stanley Cup,
yeah, and that's one of the things that I
bro.
think gets lost in his decision from a couple of years ago, right? Everyone's
Yeah.
saying like, does this guy care about winning, right? He goes to Columbus, a team that's kind of building up, but at
It's
the
like,
end of the
dude,
day,
he
man, you
cared
and I
about the
know
most
the
important
most.
thing. He cared
Yeah,
about the most important thing, bro. And
yeah,
I'm sorry to cut you off. It just, for someone like me, bro, like I lose sight of that, you know?
yeah. And I think just because Johnny Gaudreau went to Columbus doesn't mean he doesn't care about winning. But you got to make tough decisions in life, man. I think
Mhm.
I've been at a couple crossroads myself, having to make tough decisions. Sometimes I'm still there now, in some ways, and I know you've been there too, right? But obviously, family is the most important thing,
Mhm.
and it doesn't have to be family by blood. It can be your friend family too, but family is the most important thing.
Mhm.
And it doesn't mean Johnny Gaudreau doesn't love hockey. I mean, the guy was one of the best players in the NHL. You don't get there
Bro.
by luck. This guy
No.
was disrespected for a long time. He was disrespected when he made his decision. But all he's done is, perform like one of the best NHLers over the past 10 to 12 years. The guy
Bro.
is just an unbelievable hockey player. So that whole notion about him, not caring about winning is complete BS, man. I mean, the guy obviously cared about winning, and he was a big reason why the Calgary Flames, the year before he left, were, one of the best teams in the NHL. I mean, the dude made such an impact on hockey, and kind of like I said off the top, right? Like I do wonder if some of the smaller guys in the NHL even get their chance, though. Johnny Gaudreau, and yeah, I know the league had
No.
like Martin St. Louis and stuff like that before, but Martin St.
Bro.
Louis was a bit of a unicorn, right? And all of a sudden, Johnny Gaudreau comes along, and in my eyes, you start getting this barrage of smaller, skilled, younger, talented players. And I mean,
Mhm. Mhm. You're
again, I
right.
think
You're right.
the legacy first and foremost is just him being a great dude and a great family man. Sounds like Matthew, much the same, right? Just a really tight
Mhm.
knit family. But on the game of hockey, I think his legacy is going to be remembered forever.
Yeah. No, 100%. And if you have the time, Trevor, like, can you just like go through his stat line? Because I feel as if because of what he's done in Columbus over the last 2 years, you kind of ignored that everything you just said is damn true, bro. And I feel as if we haven't even seen the complete byproduct of Johnny Gaudreau being like a top 5 NHLer for like 2 or 3 years. And bro,
Hmm.
I mean that seriously. Like if you listen back to some of our old podcasts or our old conversations, you already know how much respect I had for Johnny Gaudreau. And it was mainly because I was so confused. Like, how is this guy always getting open? How is this guy the smallest guy in the league and just doing the most? Because he was just on another level, man, and always thought the game on another level, always was ahead of it. And yeah, just bro, Johnny Gaudreau, man. Again, talk about his skill, talk about his down line, all this stuff. I just admire how much of a family man this is, and it's sad, bro. Like to happen on his sister's wedding weekend,
Oh man,
and how it's happening. Like you're going on a bike ride with your bro. I'm just yeah, life is just life, man. You gotta make the most of every day, but you also gotta just Tell your people that you love them, man, and you're proud of them. And I'm just, it's crazy because like this just happened, and I'm so sad. I feel really, really bad. And for whatever reason, there's like a learning lesson from this. And the number one is like, it's like, don't drink and drive for real. Like I'm the type of guy, bro. I always tell my homies, bro, if you have homies that do shit like that, yo, you got to hold them accountable, yo, ASAP. ASAP. It's not about having a hard conversation. You want to talk about having hard conversations? Look at what we're doing now. Dude, we're human beings. We're not like prone to the impossible, you know? Like, dude, it's the inevitable is always going to happen. Talk to your friends. But number two, like I don't know why I feel so proud of Johnny, because again, as a 31-year-old, ignoring like the premise of his decision 2 years ago to get closer to his family just a bit, not appreciating it fully, because like he could have gone to New Jersey. Oh, he wants to get closer to the East. Go to Boston. Go somewhere else. Go win. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm proud of the fact that he did whatever he wanted to do, because that's really what his family wanted to do, and that's life, man. That's the purpose of life. Straight up, man. That's the purpose of life. And rest in peace, Johnny Gaudreau. And like, dude, man, it's crazy. Just rest in peace, man. Rest in peace to Matthew as well, man. Yeah, just super sad, man. Super sad.
It's a tough day for the hockey world, and it's not one that I don't think any of us are going to forget. And you know, again, sending you those thoughts, those prayers, those good vibes to the Gaudreau family, because this is an unimaginable pain, right? Like, again, neither you and I know Gaudreau personally, but it's hard not to think about your own life, right? There's a point in my life I almost lost my sister, right? I think about that on a day like today. You know, Johnny Gaudreau and Matthew Gaudreau, they're 2 of 4 siblings, man. I think about, you know, like my wife, like what would happen if she was gone too, right? Like, it's all kinds of things go through your head on a day like today. And it's, again, I think if there's something that we can do to, get some justice out of this, it's just go love your friends, go love your family on a day like today, right? Like, Vancouver is my life. Get in the comments, pray for his family, and go hug your family today, man. Straight up. Kyle, you want to touch on the greatness of Johnny Gaudreau quickly before we get out of here? Johnny Gaudreau, he scored in his first NHL game in the
against the Canucks, right? Was it not against the Canucks? Did he not?
No, it was.
I feel like he might be right.
I think you might be right.
Like he played his first game. His first game was against the Canucks when Trevor Linden retired. It was Trevor Linden's last game. No, it wasn't. It was not Trevor Linden's last game. It was a Willie D season. No, what was it? It was just like
it was Tortorella's last game.
There you go. It's a shitty season. I remember him playing on like the last day of the season, and him scoring a goal. And to be honest though, I had no idea he was going to be that good, because he was so small, bro. Like another level of small. No, for real. Like, you don't really put 2 and 2 together like that. But I quickly realized that, again, instinctually speaking, Johnny Gaudreau was on another effing planet, bro. Like, you think he's goal sucking or like standing at the blue line waiting for breakaways? No, his timing was impeccable, and his elusiveness, and just an unreal player.
Yeah, so good. I did forget about that, but you're right. He scored his first NHL game. Joel assisted by Joe Colborne. 5-1 Canucks win in a meaningless season. But so his first full season was the 2014-15 campaign. Obviously, that was the year where the Canucks and the Flames met in the playoffs. And Johnny Gaudreau, he did some damage to those Vancouver Canucks in that series. Ended up with 64 points in 80 games in his first NHL season.
Damn.
And here's something that highlights his greatness right here. But if you want to look at the scoring leaders in the NHL since the beginning of the 2014-15 season, the year Johnny Gaudreau entered the NHL, Johnny Gaudreau is 9th in points since the beginning of the 2014-15 season. We're talking about a decade of hockey here. You know, only Connor McDavid, Nikita Kucherov, Leon Draisaitl, Nathan McKinnon, Sidney Crosby, Patrick Kane, Artemi Panarin, and Brad Marchand have more points than Johnny Gaudreau in the same time span. Johnny Gaudreau has more points than, you know, Alex Ovechkin, Steven Stamkos, John Tavares, Claude Giroux, Andrzej Kopitar, Evgeny Malkin. Again, just an amazing, amazing hockey player and an even better human. And again, I only learned about this morning. I know J-Dak in the comments saying couldn't sleep after hearing the rumors last night. I woke up to it and I was rocked, man. I didn't even believe it was real at first. But yeah, thoughts and prayers to Gaudreau, the whole family. Again, his sister is supposed to get married today. Just like an unimaginable tragedy. And all I gotta say is go hug your kids, hug your nieces and nephews, call your family, and don't fucking drink and drive, man.
Yeah.
Stuff.
No, straight
World
up.
ain't fair, man.
Yeah. World ain't fair. And again, like, I think we like stress about our careers and our goals and our dreams and all this stuff. And I can speak for you and I, Trevor, only because I feel as if, like, I can't completely speak for you, but I just feel as if you and I are super close and we talk a lot, and I'm lucky to have a friend like you. And I feel as if you know my life a lot too. And we do talk about a lot of things that we want and all this jazz. And don't get me wrong, we're still present in the moment and all that jazz. But bro, I'm telling you, man, we already have it, bro. What are you doing? Like, we're doing it, man. We're already living the dream, and just appreciate that, man, for real, every day, man. The whole getting more thing is cool and whatnot, but we have enough, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're living a blessed life, man.
Yeah.
And don't take it for granted. Maybe I'll tell one story about Johnny Gaudreau that I heard on the radio this morning to speak to the person he is, and then we'll get out of here. Again, if you can do anything, love your family and acts of selflessness, man. It sounds like Johnny Gaudreau was a pretty selfless dude, and I think this was an instant of it right here. So I believe this is Ryan Leslie, Sportsnet reporter in Calgary, talking on the radio this morning. And he talked about, obviously he was around Gaudreau a lot while he was in Calgary. His daughter, who at the time of the story was 17, apparently she wanted a G-Wagon for her birthday. I'm not a car guy. I don't even know what a G-Wagon is. It's beside the point. Johnny Gaudreau apparently had a G-Wagon because he's a G-man. So what he did is he rolled up to Ryan Leslie's daughter's high school in the G-Wagon, picked her up, took pictures with like all her friends, and ended up like driving her home with Ryan as well. So we're talking about a guy who did a solid for a reporter, right? Like going out of his way just to be a great person and make an impact. Like, what a special day for her. What a special day for the people at his daughter's high school. So Johnny Gaudreau, absolute legend. You'll never be forgotten. And we'll be thinking about you for a long time, buddy. Thoughts and prayers to the Gaudreau family. Thoughts and prayers to you and you and you. Thanks for joining us for healing, for listening. We love you. And go love your family, man.
And,
love you,
bro, like, I guess the last thing I'll say is I'll say sorry, man. Like, sorry for questioning his decision to go to Columbus just a bit, like I get the whole family thing, and I even understood it back in the day, but not to its full extent. I'm telling you, this is after I watched one of the most emotional movies of my life and was taught such a valuable lesson. And just sorry to the whole family, and condolences, prayers. And Johnny, man, like, thanks for teaching me a lesson, man. Straight up.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that it was taught like this, but just it's an unbelievable dude, man. Unbelievable dude. Yeah.
It's a tough day. Day. Shout out to you and you. Thanks for tuning in. And most importantly, rest in peace to Matthew and Johnny Gaudreau. Shout out to the Gaudreau family. We're sending you love. Shout out to all of Johnny Gaudreau's teammates, friends. One love to all of you. This has been Locked On Canucks. Trevor Beggs, Kyle Bhawan. We'll catch you next time on Locked On Canucks.
Peace.